Over the following days, he plans to go along the ridgeline of central China, the Shennongjia area, and follow the Yangtze River to Yichang.
Boom, 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 boom. This is right in the middle of China. In the belly of China is this beautiful natural resource. Now, it was also my interest in 1994, is Shennongjia is supposedly the largest primordial forest. And we've seen more butterflies here in 12 hours than we've seen on our whole trip. Poly-poly! There was some hard climbing, lots of winding, very twisty roads, and again, these white trees. I've got to find the name of the flowering trees. So that was part of the sweetness in the air. What a wonderful day. Yeah! Woo! Hey, I hit one of the bumps. What I need you to do is hold it at this angle right there.
Just as they did in 1994, the sudden blowout takes Peter by surprise.
I cannot wait to ride this bike into Hong Kong Harbor. Come on, baby. I felt comfortable that if I got into trouble, I could handle it. My dad was very technical, taught me to ride a bicycle at 4 years old. It's a gift when you teach your child to swim, to ride a bicycle, to something to play piano. Plenty of sunshine. So bien. Peking man.
One particularly impressive attraction in Hubei's Shennongjia scenic area is the so-called Savage Cave, and Peter decides to take a look.
Very, very high standard. Oh.
Together with its flying bats, the cave's otherworldly-looking stalactites and stalagmites lend it a mysterious air.
I mean, it's a cool cave.
The Savage Cave is a natural feature of the area's karst landscape.
He has no toes. And maybe this is what tourists want, especially children. Right? It's a children's story. It's a fairy tale. Whoa, whoa. Kang. Yeah. Yeah. It's such a beautiful place.
Beyond the cave, the spectacular scenery of Shennongjia comes into view.
Human experience is controlling nature or bulldozing nature, destroying nature. So when you get a chance to really be within nature, it's rare and a privilege and fantastic.
Yichang, the gateway to the Three Gorges, dividing the upper and middle reaches of the Yangtze River. Once a strategic location for controlling river traffic between the country's east and west, today better known as the hydropower capital of China.
I'm happy to be in Yichang because it's the only way I could go see the Liu family in Badong.
One afternoon, we got caught in a cold rain. Some people who lived in a dirt house invited us in. Come, have a hot potato. They brought us into their lives with a warm fire and hot tea. Then, with remarkable generosity, the Liu family prepared a special feast. Have you ever felt like the more we're different, the more we're the same? With the Lius, we learned how close we really are.
Because they had been so generous to me, to stay overnight, to make a big meal, we became friends. So I thought, well, I'll go and find this one family. Jayo! What I'm happy about is we're right at the riverside. That's clearly very different. Level of the river, as I remember it, is lower. right? So these big banks down to the river, and now they've made a promenade, a flat walk place. There's still people fishing, you know. They're not fishing with big survival. They needed to eat. Now it seems purely sport. You can I want to take a picture? 戒指。
你是哪里人？
我是美国人，我很喜欢宜昌，就是
喜欢宜昌哪里？
我喜欢这个人
长江。
在27年前我来过宜昌，这个河是不是？
是这样。
对。The thing that struck me first was, right, the watercolor has changed so much. It was brown. It was like masala tea in 1994, and now it is kind of greenish and much more clear. 冷不冷？
还好，不冷。
Beautiful. Yichang always strikes me as the people are very warm. Do I want to try it? 我很喜欢。是 one finger. 非常好。
但是不烫。
谢谢。它能看。It was a very different feeling. 3 levels of people walking. They're walking their dog, they're walking their children, they're walking with their Iran, they're bicycling, they're running, they're, you know, it's very active.
在宜昌哪个单位上班？
骑行，从北京到香港，然后明天我坐巴东南边。拜拜拜拜。Goodbye.
Returning to Hubei evokes a great deal of nostalgia for Peter because of the connection he made with Liu Yinghua's family. The trip is indeed turning out to be an emotional one. Since passing Mount Wu Tai, Peter has been suffering from intermittent abdominal pain. His condition worsens on the day after his arrival in Yichang. To make sure it's safe to continue his journey, he decides to go to hospital for a detailed examination.
My right side painful, like a little swelling now too. Listen. Every deep breath, I feel pain here.
Give the paper to the information desk.
你好。
这个一般的是今天下午做，明天上午啦。
Don't need blood.
这个影像上面显示，就是那个 TP 做的东西是一个胆囊炎，然后它有双边影，他们主任还在看。
Put your take your hands off.
You mean, am I worried that I can't complete this trip? I don't like feeling sick. I don't like being injured.
那我就拿
直接换普外科。
普外科。
对。
It's okay. 那我就拿这2个出去换就行了。
The pain in my abdomen on the right side was worrying because I thought it might be an appendicitis.
翻译是胆囊炎，这个是诊断明确的。
所以我们可以
就给他开点消炎药。
Just the inflammation of the gallbladder. Too much oil, and I needed to just eat a little. And so, you know, I felt very relieved.
Peter takes a brief rest after his diagnosis of cholecystitis. Then he embarks on the Yangtze River cruise number 10.
谢谢。
He is taking the boat upriver to Badong. This will take him closer to the Liu's.
戴好口罩，依次排队检票上船。
谢谢。
张船票，检票上船。
This is the Yangtze River cruise. By 1994, I did it 5 times. But I'd done it on a local ferry. Okay. I like seeing the barges go by and the ships go by and the horns. Well, 1994, the river was also faster. You know, it would go up and down, it would have huge floods. And so the work for the captains was much more difficult in 1994. I love ships. I love boats. I love, I'm a sailor. My dad was in the Navy.
The small ferry Peter took in 1994 has been replaced by a large, luxurious cruise ship.
And frankly, I'd never been on one of those fancy cruises. It's tour groups and flags, people with speakers and watching their things. The people are sitting aside, they're playing cards.
The first dam on the Yangtze River and the first part of the Three Gorges project is this 47-meter-high Gojo Bar Dam.
Wow.
Together with the crowds of tourists, Peter stands on the deck as his ship is lifted through the dam's locks. After reaching the top and exiting from the dam's upstream side, the cruise enters the Xiling Gorge scenic area, which has a total length of 76 kilometers and many twists and turns.
So here we are on the Yangtze River, having pushed off from Yichang this morning. We're on the longest river in Asia, actually. Just this little teeny bit, so that we can go south towards Hong Kong, our destination. This is our only boat ride, so it's pretty fun.
Once clear of the Gojo Dam, the reservoir of the Xiling Gorge becomes very clear. Both sides of the strait are covered in lush green.
It's good. I mean, I can be on a ship and literally just look down at the water going off the bow. I mean, I can do that for an hour.
Surveying the great river ahead, Peter's face takes on a different expression. Suddenly, he feels very sad.
My dad took me sailing when I was 6, 8, 9 years old. One time, I'm not sure why, but we stopped. There's the largest submarine base at that time in the world. My dad somehow had arranged that we could go look at a submarine that wasn't in the museum, but was still an active submarine. The kind of respect, I'm not sure why this is choking me up. The kind of respect that you get as an admiral is people snap to attention. Things change, things are moved for you. Things are, you know, it's like you're the boss. I think why it touches me is at the time, I was simply too young to At the time, I was simply too young to respect my dad like that. And so to see that respect from the outside world was something that took me 10 or 15 years to really incorporate. And
The idea of the Three Gorges project was proposed as early as 1919 in Sun Yat-sen's The International Development of China. The Great Three Gorges Dam project works not only for hydropower generation, but also for flood prevention during the region's rainy season, and improves navigation when the river level upstream would have been low. A huge effort went into building the world's greatest dam. Whole cities were relocated, although the benefits to the region have been huge.
in 1994, we came by, it was just dirt. I mean, the dam is very impressive. I mean, you look at it, and the amount of work that went into that dam is incredible. China thinks big.
After arriving in Zigui County, Peter's journey becomes more cheerful.
Doctor gave me something for inflammation, some pills, and I'm feeling much better. It makes me happy, it makes me strong. I can feel my strength coming back. I was able to release my power!
Zigui is known as the home of navel oranges in China. As Peter continues, fruit trees take over on both sides of the road, which can only put him in a good mood.
Wow. I've been in the orange business. Riding up in the orange groves, I mean, it's a beautiful place. The 1994 trip is where I learned that oranges originated from China, from the Yangtze River.
All for a quarter.
你好，我要拍照，可以吗？
可以，Hello，
Hello。
要不我切一个你尝一下？
Oh, darn right. A half-peeled orange and just like offered it to me.
对，大口吃。
Wow. That's really good. It was like the juice just exploded in my mouth, and it was so sweet, and it was had so much flavor, and the juice is running down my arm, and it just, it feels so good. 味道非常好。现在这个是我的早饭。
早饭，retraces。这个是晚熟龙碗。
晚熟。So they never use something chemicals to preserve.
这个我们是没有。
To go into the orchards with people who are picking the oranges was fascinating. 茄子，谢谢你。Still so manual, it's still so hands-on, and the baskets and the carrying. I mean, that's really, really hard work.
我是现在负责把这些橙子通过线上渠道，通过电商平台销出去，帮他们卖出去。